Okay, so the next part of the program, we come to the main part of today, which is really the practice talks. And what we did here is that we invited 5 people who have introduced process mining into their organization on different levels, and we asked them to share their experiences and to tell us, well, of course, what went well and what the benefits were, but also what were the challenges and what didn't go that well, and to encourage the dialogue and to learn from each other's also mistakes and experiences. So we start these practice talks with Frank van Geffen from the Rabobank. So please come here. So we do it without the microphone.
Yes, it's okay.
Let me give you the slides. So Frank has spoken with so many people already about process mining. So if you're at the Rabobank, he's certainly the person to talk to, and he has learned quite a lot. So let's listen to what he has to say.
Okay, welcome everybody. Well, on this rainy day, I hope to shed some sunlight, some inspirational sunlight on this process mining camp. And I will share my experience, but also the challenges ahead of applying process mining within the Rabobank. First, I want to give you a short introduction. Well, I hope the resolution is still a bit readable. If not, I'm standing here in person. So I'm Frank van Geffen. I am a business analyst at Rabobank Nederland. My specialty is process analysis. I work with a group of people that are like the body of knowledge around process analysis within the Rabobank. We want to collect and disseminate all methods or best practices on process analysis within the Rabobank. My experience is on many aspects of the process management development cycle. Well, I do this within the Rabobank. Also, it's not very good visible, but the Rabobank, as you know, is a corporation. We don't have shareholders, we have members, and internationally we have about 10 million customers. Within the Netherlands we have about 800,000 business companies which are customers. And the focus of the Rabobank is to deliver customer value, employability, so we want to keep our employers or our workers happy, and financial stability. So it gives you a quick focus on the Rabobank. Next 20 minutes I want to share with you my experiences and the challenges I have with applying process mining within a cooperative organization. And a cooperative organization is an organization that surrounds or involves the dialogue between human beings. And these human beings are supported by a lot of information systems. So when you look at my experience, it started somewhere at the end of 2008 when I graduated on a risk management course, and I looked at how we at Rabobank deal with SODs, segregations of duty. I read an article in a magazine on process mining, and I thought, wow, well, here I can factually address the problem of segregation of duties and also visualize the different violation of norms. That led me to examine this field a little further and give a first presentation within the Rabobank on what is process mining. The next step was that a department came to me and said, yeah, we have a log file. Can you mine this for us? So I said, well, there is a freeware tool called PROM. I will have a look and try what I can do. And they said, okay. So I went home and downloaded the tool and started with the data log. Well, first importing the data log was a challenge, pinpointing which columns I needed, etc. But after a while I came up with this kind of visualizations. And what they asked for was, can you visualize our usage patterns of the reports that we provide to our local banks. So they provide a lot of management reports, but they did not exactly know who opened which report at what time in what sequence. So the question was, can we learn something about that, which reports are correlated, or who opens which report? The nice thing about this was the data was very simple. It was just opening and closing reports and the performer. And of course a timestamp. And what I showed them was, well, there is some correlation, and there is a control flow, as you see. There are some reports that are opened only after another report is opened. And another nice thing, personally, was that if you looked at the animation of this case, you saw that board meetings always took place on Tuesday morning and Thursday morning. And where did you see that? Because Monday afternoon, the business controller opened the reports, and Tuesday morning, the manager or the director opened the same reports. And that was also a nice thing to see, is that there were also patterns in the behavioral aspect of these reports. So this was just to show the department this is what you can do with a tool like process mining. It was just a small pilot. Then came a graduate student from the, I believe, Erasmus Universiteit, Roland de Koster. And he looked at the click behavior of our internet investment banking. So he just looked at what patterns a customer follows through our internet site. Well, this is the result. Spaghetti. And what he also showed in this report was that you can zoom in structurally on different aspects of that click behavior and try to derive some conclusions on the pattern that some customers follow. His main problem, he said, was getting the data. He had a subset of data with which he mined and produced his results. But if he had access to another department, he would have had a lot more and could have drawn a lot more conclusions in his report. I will go a little faster through the cases. So some cases I was personally involved, and some cases I gathered. This one I gathered with our department for our company clients. They looked at the throughput times of handling a loan offer. And they did not use process mining technology. They just used Excel and Visio or other aspects. But when I sat down, I said, which data do you have? And they had all the data available to produce a nice flow or an animation. So I said, why didn't you do that? Well, we didn't know it existed. That's the first remark. And the second remark is the management has other priorities. So it's not easy to get this across with my management. I said, why is that? Yeah, well, they just had an improvement project, and this is they just want money to improve, not to analyze. So that was the case why he couldn't go through with this mining exercise. Also, what you see here, he looked at a subset of the complete loan offering process. And why did he do that? Because one system supports this subset. If he would take the red part, he had to combine two systems, and to find or to combine the log data of two systems is a very complex issue within the Rabobank. And that has to do with the way we store our data. Also, he told me there are environments where we just delete the process log on day-to-day basis because we don't have storage space, and our customer data is important, but our process data not. So all kinds of arguments why there is or isn't any data. Well, next I thought I would start a pilot of my own, and we looked at the HLM, question and complaint handling. It's just a call center kind of process, and the question there was, well, we meet our targets, but we don't know if we can optimize the process. We have an idea where we should optimize it, and we want to buy a new system. But can you show us exactly how the flow, the process flow is, where bottlenecks are, and where we should look? Well, this is one of the pictures that we showed them. Very simple, very powerful picture. The purple bullet shows where the bottleneck is. And we advised on this process to where they could improve. The nice thing about this case was we pre-selected it because of its confinement. We had the complete process, we had the process owner, we had the process expert, and all the data in one hand. So we could easily replay the process, we could ask questions to the department, to the workers, to the call center agents, so we had access to all the process environment. And that helps a lot in interpreting what a bottleneck means. Because just showing that there is a bottleneck does not mean it's something you have to improve. Well, okay. And now Tijn van der Heijden is busy with his graduation thesis on mining the process of invoice handling. I'm looking at that also with him. It's a nice thing to see, the happy flow, and then the flow that results from mining the process. You see a couple of loopbacks. And well, Tijn is in this work in process, so he will share his results shortly. But I would like to mention this because it's another nice initiative of process mining within the Rabobank. The challenges this presents, because these are all pilot projects, graduation projects here and there, quick scan type of projects. The first question that always leads to a bit of a disappointment is, where's my data? What's the data quality? Can I find it? What data do I need? What are the data requirements? Where do I look? Well, and if you look at the complexity of a Rabobank environment, we spent around 70 million euros on maintaining our data infrastructure, but 350 million euros goes into application development. So we are stacking up applications on application on application, functionality on functionality, instead of looking at improving our data quality, our data logistics, and so on. So it's very difficult, given this landscape, to determine where is my needed data. It's a challenge. And then there's the data explosion. Big data. What does this mean for process mining? Because when I applied process mining, I saw not only interesting patterns emerge, but also if I could relate product information or customer information or such extra data, I could get more out of my analysis. Big data provides the opportunity to combine a lot more data, also from outside the organization. How are we going to deal with that challenge? Then there's the core of banking, and that revolves around trust. And trust is something you cannot measure. It's something you trust somebody or you don't. And we as a bank gather a lot of customer data, and that we want to provide the customer with a trusty feeling and prevent this customer from taking risks or too high a risk. Well, that's the main focus, and as long as that continues to be the focus, we will predominantly focus on gathering that customer data, and the process data, lead times, etc., will be less significant. But I think if we can optimize our processes, so deliver quicker, we also seem trustworthier. Well, this is a Dutch statement. Do you feel safer when I know everything about you? Well, that's what's also attention that you get here. If I can also, if I log all the data of work my employers perform, and I analyze that data, and then I bring it back. I say, Piet does this, Klaas does that. Why are you slower than him? And I confront the two with this factual finding. What do you think happens? So they don't always like that you know everything about them. And then there's also the security aspect. If we implement the process mining environment, how do we secure this environment? It's the same holds for a big data analytics environment. There's also new security issues that you have to look at. Well, for me the challenge would be to get a cycle running in a kind of continuous process improvement. My focus mainly in the pilots that I did was on process improvement. My trigger was control and segregation of duties, but the pilots all focus on process improvement. But if you get a continuous cycle, you have implicit control. That's my. So when we discover a model, that's one thing. The challenge is in design and execute, and then analyze again, and getting things running. Because that's also an environment wherein process mining can be of a lot of value, because you can do this much quicker. The insights you generate you find them quicker, they are to the point, factual, 100% cases, etc. So that's also a challenge. Well, this then should lead to a form of process control, which is what we as a bank want, because that's also the kind of trust you can provide to your customer. If your processes are in control, then you can report that, and you can state that also in your reports to the outside world. The most difficult challenge I encountered is finding a sponsor. And I just said it a little bit earlier. Why is it that when I propose to use process mining, that the reaction I get is, well, you're number 10 at the priority list. And I say, why not number 1? This is invaluable information I can deliver. Yeah, well, we want to develop a new product. And our customer wants an app. Oh, okay, well, deliver the new product, deliver the new app, another functionality, another application, and then afterwards we will analyze if it has improved. Okay, so becoming a sponsor means ownership, means being an owner of your process, wanting to improve your process, wanting to control your processes. Well, in a culture of a cooperative culture as a Rabobank, we are very good in getting things done very quickly, because we have a kind of a network cooperation. But if it comes to wanting to deliver the quality in a constant rate, being able to become predictable, you need some repeatability, and that's a challenge, because the sponsor here must want that. And this is a management sponsor. I've been to the highest regions in the Rabobank organization, and they all say when they see a process mining animation, "Wow, why aren't we doing this yet?" Well, and then it's silent. So it's interesting. Well, my vision on the added value of process mining, and that's where I want to end today, is becoming predictable, so you can improve your customer experience. So you see all the walls, and process mining just gives you a view over these walls. Staying lean and agile, these are the buzzwords within project management at the moment. You want to increase your adaptability. With process mining, you can generate the insights. For example, within a lean project, where is the waste? Where can I improve? And repeat that. Don't only use brown paper. Just use a screen and project your process mining view, and then use brown paper. And stay in control. Traceability. I think that's one of the most important things we can achieve with process mining, because we can answer factually all those questions. So, are there any questions?
So there is time for some questions if you have one.
Started with the segregation of duties. Did you follow on that?
No, that's the interesting thing. I'm implementing a new model for the identity access management, the authorization process within the Rabobank at the moment, and that's all about segregation of duties. Only we did not mine that specific process, so it's interesting. There was a moment in which we had a business sponsor to mine that process, but also that was not followed on. So it's a nice case to pick up. Yeah.
One more question for Frank.
The information system you have.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, what information systems?
What information systems? We have a lot of information systems at. For these pilots, we had a loan registration system for the company clients. We had the report generating system for local banks. They were all reasonably small, contained environments. So nothing like SAP or a CRM system like Siebel or so. All these projects focused on a scoped environment with relatively simple systems, which also were developed with a kind of logging in mind. We want to measure that and improve that. So.
One more question from Lucas.
Who's in the end your most important sponsor? Is it the internal audit department or the product development area or the higher management?
I think the process owners, as we call them, are the most important sponsors. Only the problem is that they don't have the money. So they have.
Rabobank doesn't have money.
The Rabobank has money, but we are organized in a way that the process owners have the responsibility of the entire process, but the vertical hierarchy has the responsibility of spending the money. But the process owner is, in my opinion, the most important stakeholder. He or she has the responsibility to get the other management on board. Because we have tried left and right and through the middle. But in the end, it's someone who has to feel responsible for the entire process, and all the different departments or sub-departments within that process only focus on a part. And I think the added value with process mining is that you can show a view across departments, show the handovers, so where are possibilities for bottlenecks or misinterpretations, that kind of things. And the only person who really could feel responsible for that is a process owner.
Okay, thanks again.